if the recording industry had their way, they would convince you that somehow digital downloads and illegal file transfers are responsible for dissolving their industry. But that's simply not true. The recording industry was born in the early 1800s when sheet music started being published. And then as recorded music hit the scene, the music publishing industry's reach grew. And that happened in the late 1800s. It wasn't until the 1960s that consumers started re-recording music when reel-to-reel players and cassette players came into use. With each advancement in technology, re-recording became easier for the consumer. CDs were super easy to rip and then store the music on hard drives and then in turn file share with other users. Napster hit the scene in the year 1999, in June. And the music industry was really quick to respond. And by December of that same year, they were already suing Napster, and the lawsuits continued until Napster closed in 2002. Ironically enough, though, CDs hit their pinnacle of sales in the year 2000. So obviously it wasn't Napster that was responsible for the CD slide that happened after that. What probably is responsible for the decrease in sales was the music industry's very slow response to the digital revolution. It wasn't for 4 years after the advent of digital music that Apple started offering iTunes to the public. And with digital music, and this is the point that the music industry missed, the consumer was freed. They had music that was portable. They didn't have to buy a whole album to buy the music. They were able to buy, a single, and they would buy their favorite hits instead of buying the whole album format. MP3 players were small and easy to carry. The music industry tried to stop MP3 players from being distributed, and they actually went after the manufacturers of MP3 players. But when the iPod came onto the scene in 2001, it was clear that MP3 players and digital music was here to stay. Now, will the music industry ever be able to recapture that lost momentum? Perhaps not. But certainly piracy is not exclusively to blame for their woes. The average age of a person who downloads illegally music files is somewhere between 16 and 24. They're college and high school students. They're not famous for having the largest disposable income. So truthfully, those illegal downloads probably wouldn't translate into sales if illegal downloads didn't happen. As an artist, illegal downloads do mean musicians don't get paid. And for big stars like Beyonce and Justin Bieber, that's probably not a big deal. But for the independent artist just starting out, it does create hardship. While those musicians can certainly earn money from live venues and selling merchandise, it really doesn't translate into the big dollars until the musician hits stardom. The wonderful thing about the digital revolution is that it basically renders the music publishing industry obsolete. At one time, musicians needed the music publishing industry for marketing. But with the advent of social media, that's really not so much an issue. And musicians can promote their own work through their MySpace or through their Facebook pages, and they can do this all on their own. They can even record and distribute their CDs on their own. So it's really important to support musicians and keep music going. So visit the websites of your favorite musicians, buy their CDs, and keep the music coming.